Hey all, this is Happy. Welcome to the new coding recipe. Today I'm gonna share you about the style components, what I learned. So let's dive in. So here I'm gonna tell you what is a style component first. So please pause your video and read once what a style component is. So hope you read it. And as mentioned here, style component is a React component. We write it in the template literals. So based on the styles you pass to this style component, it applies those styles to all the children of the style component. So let's see with the code. So before using your style components, it is a library or a package, so you should install it. So this is the command yarn add style components. Once you hit this command, it install into your package.json. So as you can see here, this is my package.json and I can see my style components thing here. So it is installed in my PC already. So before using the style components, please use this command to install or else it won't work. And now coming to the style component, if you want to use the style component, you should first import it. So I'm using import styled from style components. So as it is said, a style component is a normal React component. So here what I am doing is, this is a style component demo component, not the actual style component. And in this I'm returning a style div. This is the style component. So when you see this 4 to 7 lines, this is a style div what I mentioned. The naming convention is just style div. You can name the way you want for your style component, and this is the syntax to declare your style components. Styled.div. As I'm importing styled, I'm using styled dot. I'm mentioning what kind of DOM element it's gonna be. If I mention this p, then it's gonna behave like a paragraph tag or p tag. But here I want to use it as a div, so I'm writing div. And these are the template literals, normal JavaScript literals, but these things get compiled. So as you can see, I wrote a border and color. So I'm going to explain you this part soon, but let's see this thing. Let me comment this color one and let me show you the border. So let me go into the browser. So and my React app is running. As you can see, I am a style div, and as it is written, it got applied to the style div, which is border 1 pixel solid red. And if you see and inspect, you can see this part. And also you can see this. Oh, what's this? I didn't name this, right? So how did this come? So the thing is, the style components generate a random class name to your particular style component. So if you write a normal CSS and you mention the same class name to the other div or any other tag, there is a chance of leakage of your styles or CSS. But when it comes to style components, because of the generation of the random class names, your style won't leak. That is a cool advantage if you are using the style component. And if you're using different types of buttons, let's say a button with green color and a button with blue color and a button with a red color. So what do? You mention your class name like button of green, button of blue, or button of red. And if you are using BEM standard, you could be mentioning like this. So these are the modifiers part of BEM standard, and you're going to mention with this hyphen hyphen. So if it is a red color, you will be writing button hyphen hyphen red, or if it is orange as it is mentioned, you're going to write button hyphen hyphen orange. And if you have different sizes of buttons, then you're going to have this thing: button big, button small, button medium, and you're going to maintain your different variants of button in the form of different modifiers. What if you have a lot of modifiers? So what you going to do? You going to remember all those modifiers, or you going to maintain a sheet to remember all that, or to convey to the other developer? Instead of that, you could pass your desired change for that particular button. so that it will be more easy. So let's see how to use props in your style component. So this is what it is. As I am passing a color prop which is red. So as it is mentioned, a style component is a React component. So if I am passing this color, it behaves like a prop in this scope. So the prop is color and the value that is holding is red. And to apply your prop to your color, you should be having a callback. So this is a string literal. As you know, this is a common thing in JavaScript and we are using the same here. And this is a callback. You're getting props, and if you don't want to use the props thing, you can directly destructure color and you can write it here. So, and also let me put some padding to my block. So let me put 1 rem, and font size could be 25 pixel. Yep. And see, as you can see, the color is red and the font size and padding is also got applied. So if I want to have a color with the blue text, what I'm gonna do? I will simply change this thing to blue. And if you see, the color of the text is blue. So there is no need to maintain different types of modifiers. And if you come to the code, I am writing border, color, padding, font size, everything here before I pass a value to the style component. If you want to pass everything as a single string, what we're gonna do? Styles equals to, let's say my color is now black, not red or blue, and my padding I need it like 5 rem. So here styles colon dollar and a callback props and props dot styles. So it won't give me the right output. Let's see. So what happened here? Styles is color black, but the padding thing got applied. So what's the problem? So the thing is, these are the attributes of CSS, and there is no such thing called styles in CSS. So it won't get applied. So what I want to do, instead of doing this, I'm going to do this. So I'm getting a callback, and inside this prop, this is an attribute of CSS and this is an attribute of CSS. So the same thing is happening, but here this thing is overridden and I'm gonna get color black. So let me save this, yes, and let me see. I'm style div and this is black, and these two things are overridden. As you know, this is a React component and this part is the children of React component. And if I want to have one more div saying boom boom, and if I want to give a color orange to this boom boom text, what I will do is orange. So let's see why it is not getting applied. So the thing is, this is a normal div, this is not a component, and if you want to give a particular CSS or styling, you need to give it like inline styling. But if you want to give a color to this boom boom div, but you should be passing it as a prop. But where you should pass it, that is at here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell that this is the boom color. So boom color, and I'm gonna give div scope as there is a div in this component, and the color is the CSS attribute callback, and I'm destructuring, not using prop and props dot boom color. So boom color semicolon. So let's go. Boom. We got this orange color. And if I have 3 divs inside my style div. So the same thing gets applied for the three. But in the styling part, as a developer, as you're writing, you need to remember this is the first div, and if there is the other div, boom, boom, this is the second div. So something like that you need to remember, right? If I do this, you'll be understanding more clear. So see, div, div, div. You need to remember. But instead of that, if you give some specific name, that will be more specific for your div, and also it applies properly without any leakage of CSS. So what I will do is I'm gonna give class name equals to boom1, and I'm gonna copy this class name and mention more of specificity div dot boom1. So, and for this one, I'm not gonna give this color, but instead I'm gonna give red. So if you see, this is boom boom red, and for these two things, this is orange. And also, if you see orange, this is generated by style component, the random thing, and the div. But when it comes to boom boom red, say this, you have the name also what you gave, so it will be more easy for you if you have 3 to 4 or n number of divs, but you need not to scroll and remember which div you are changing. Instead, if you have this class name, it will be more easy for you to target the right div and change the styles for that targeted div or element. And there is one more prop to the style component, which is as. And if you say this one to be paragraph tag, this won't behave like a div. Instead, it behave like a paragraph tag. As it is mentioned, it is style.div, but I give this as property to p. So it behaves like a paragraph tag. See, if I inspect, you're gonna see a p tag, not a div anymore. Even though I declared it as a div, it behaves like a p on the fly because you gave this as property, which is p. So, but make sure, please make sure, because I messed up with this as property, and instead of changing your DOM element on the fly, it is always better to declare at this place. So even for the other developer, he will understand properly. He don't want to check here, but he will just check here and write his CSS. And if you see, this is a p tag and these are divs. So these won't get affected. Only this gets affected because this is a style component, not these. Because this is just a div element, DOM, not style component. So this thing won't get affected. Only this particular wrapper will gets affected, and on the fly it changes to paragraph tag, as you can see here. These are the basic stuff that I learned with style components, and there are a lot more if you go and check the style components website. So that's it.
Hope you enjoyed the coding recipe, and the things that I have shared are completely opinionated. If there is any modification or improvement, please drop it down in the comment section so I will learn from them. We all can cook happy codes. And don't forget to call the YouTube's API by clicking on the subscribe button, and make those two boolean values to true by clicking on the like icon and the bell icon. And thank you again. We all cook happy codes.